one of the ways that we can accompany children in their life with God, as well as help spiritually form them, is through children's books. Children's books help us engage almost all the dimensions of the self. Through bodily closeness, we get the warmth and safety of social context. Through visual image, beautifully crafted visual image, we are invited to deepen our engagement with the words. And I'd like to suggest 4 children's books in particular. The first is When God Made You, and it's by Matthew Paul Turner and David Catrow. And this is one of my most favorite books of all time. The illustrations are fun and whimsical, and at the same time, very deeply profound truths are illustrated. And the second book is by the same author and illustrator, Matthew Paul Turner and David Catrow, When God Made Light. Both of these books, when read within a circle, a loving circle of community, whether that's one child and one adult, or many children, or many adults, and everything in the spectrum really invites us to deep engagement in spiritual formation. And the second 2 books have a little bit more contemplative kind of tone and posture to them. And it is Psalm 23, illustrated beautifully by Tim Ladwig. And the second is also illustrated by Tim Ladwig, and it's his On the Lord's Prayer. And what I really love about both of these books is they invite a deep reflection for the child and for anyone who is engaging on what does our own life with God look like. Now, you may have noticed that all 4 of these books have black and brown children in them. It is incredibly, I cannot stress it enough, that we begin to see black and brown children in our spiritual literature. 2 wonderful chapters have been written in this book, Children's Spirituality, New Directions for Education, Ministry, and Discipleship. And the first chapter is by Karen Williams, and the second chapter that I'd like for you to really reference is by Henry Zanillo. And both of these help us understand why black and brown children need to see their faces, their stories, their experiences in spirituality literature. But it's also that white children, children of Asian ethnicities, need to see black and brown children in spiritual literature. It is how we become whole when we see all of us represented.